Hi, this is Dr. Hoffart. I'm a chiropractor in Rockland, and we're here with Alicia today. She's here joining us and sharing some of her experience as a concussed athlete. So you play volleyball. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened about 4 months ago?
All right, out of practice, I was hit in the face with a ball, and then 15 minutes later, I was hit in the back of the head with an elbow. I was okay after the first time, but the elbow pretty much put me out of the rest of the practice, and I was kind of out of it after that.
But to be clear, you didn't lose consciousness when you got elbowed?
I did not lose consciousness.
Okay. And then what were some of the symptoms that you had maybe later that day following that event?
I pretty much looked like a zombie. I could not pay attention to anybody. People were talking to me, and I was not even there. So I pretty much was just like a vegetable walking around.
Okay. And one of the reasons why we're having this conversation today is it's not uncommon for us to see athletes, volleyball players, soccer players, football players, but we also see these types of things often in auto accident cases, and a lot of people, especially if the dollar damage or the vehicle damage is quite low, they don't expect that they could suffer traumatic brain injuries or mild traumatic brain injuries like this. So some of the symptoms, as you explained them to me, was you had, when you walked, you would have dizziness with a loss of vision.
Yes.
So you would call them blackouts, but you didn't actually like faint, but
No.
you would just lose your vision. You got a migraine history. You developed a pressure headache behind your eyes and then back into your neck or the upper.
The spot where I was hit with the elbow
Okay.
was more stationed there, I guess.
Okay. And then you're sensitive to light and sound. You said you also had difficulty with concentrating, which also equates to memory problems.
Yes.
So you had memory problems, you were having trouble studying. Irregular sleep patterns, lots of fatigue, and one of your primary issues when you first came in was balance or sway pattern problems. Talk a little bit about that, if you will.
Well, pretty much anytime I would be standing up for a long amount of time, if I possibly closed my eyes, I would feel like I was falling backwards. Or if I was just walking, I could not walk in a straight line. I would sway, kind of.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. When I would stand up, I would feel very like the earth was moving too fast for me.
Okay, all right. So these are, again, common symptoms of MTBI, mild traumatic brain injury or brain injuries. And then you were diagnosed with post-concussive?
Post-concussion syndrome.
Okay, from that. So you treated with a local sports doctor, your athletic training department.
Yes.
Got you to a local sports physician who's very good. You went to a vestibular therapist, and then you went with a team, concussion team, with a local large healthcare organization.
Yes.
And you met with them how often over, let's say, the first 3 months?
I actually didn't meet with them until after the second month because I'd had a concussion before, but it was actually worse than this time. I was bedridden for 2 months, whereas this time I was conscious the whole time. I was able to walk around, I could drive, I could do everything that I thought was normal, but then I wouldn't stop getting the migraines and they wouldn't go away. So I ended up meeting with my concussion team, and I had only met with them once, so then we would do phone call follow-ups because I am in college at the moment and they are in my hometown.
Okay, all right. And so what we did here as far as treatment goes is we addressed her upper cervical spine. So she had what's called an atlas misalignment, and we took x-rays after the examination and began adjusting that very carefully with what's called the atlas orthogonal instrument, which you'd probably say is incredibly gentle, right?
Yes.
So there was no popping or cracking of her neck. It was very gentle, really elegant and precise, and it was about visit 3 or 4. What did you notice?
Well, my balance got a lot better because I felt more aligned, and I was no longer swaying or feeling like the world was moving when I would stand up. I was very much like solid, and I had less migraines And after 2 weeks, I had no migraines at all. Still a couple pressure headaches, but not as many.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, we wanted to interview Alicia, and again, thank you for doing this.
Of course.
So we could help reach out to people that suffer symptoms like this and maybe feel hopeless, like they've exhausted everything that they can within the medical community, and there might be some things out there that they've left unturned. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.